we may get to witness the gold at Fort Knox after what just happened, and what just happened has set off alarm bells in the highest economic circles in America. For the first time in over 70 years, the vault that holds the financial soul of this nation may finally be forced open. But here's what nobody is telling you. The real question was never whether the gold is there. The real question is, what happens to your money, your business, your future, if it isn't? Something was just handed to the President of the United States in front of the entire world. And the moment he touched it, everything changed. Stay with us. 5 small paragraphs. Welcome to Finance Focus, where we don't chase headlines. We decode the economic forces hiding behind them. Now, if you've been with us for a while, you already know. We don't do noise here. We do signal. And today's signal is one of the strongest we've tracked in years. So settle in, because this one is going to matter to your pocket, your plans, and your future. And listen, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, let me ask you something. Friend, you wouldn't retire without a pension plan, would you? You wouldn't leave the house without your reading glasses. So why would you stay informed without hitting that subscribe button? Go ahead. It'll take you 2 seconds. We'll wait right here for you. We are so grateful to have viewers from every corner of this great big world joining us today. Whether you're watching from a quiet morning in Texas, an evening in London, or somewhere halfway across the globe with a warm cup of tea in your hand, drop your city and country in the comments right now. We genuinely love knowing where our Finance Focus family is tuning in from. Now, let's get into what is arguably one of the most consequential economic stories of this decade. Because what just happened, and what it could trigger, is something every serious mind in business needs to understand before the rest of the world catches on. There is a building in Kentucky that most Americans have never seen inside of, and may never will. It sits behind layers of granite walls, reinforced steel doors, and armed guards who answer to no one but the United States Army. It is called the United States Bullion Depository, but the world knows it by just 2 words, Fort Knox. And inside those walls sits what many believe to be the most important collection of gold on the face of this earth. But here is where the story gets interesting. Nobody, and that means nobody, has done a full, transparent, independent audit of that gold since the early 1950s. That is over 70 years of silence, 70 years of trusting a number on a government document, 70 years of assuming the gold is still there, still real, still American. Now ask yourself this simple question. If you ran a business and your most valuable asset had not been independently verified in over 7 decades, would your investors stay calm? Of course they wouldn't. So why has the American public stayed calm about Fort Knox? The answer, economists argue, is simple. Because nobody told them to worry. Here are the numbers that every serious person in business needs to understand. Fort Knox is reported to hold approximately 147.3 million ounces of gold. That is roughly 9.2 million pounds of the most trusted hard asset in human history. Now here is where it gets truly staggering. The United States government officially values that gold at just $42.22 per ounce. That is the so-called book value, a number frozen in time, stuck in an era before modern monetary reality. But the real market value of gold today sits close to $4,700 per ounce. Run those numbers carefully. The government says the gold is worth approximately $6.2 billion. The market says it could be worth closer to $1 trillion. That gap, that enormous, almost incomprehensible gap between book value and market value, is not just an accounting detail. It is a signal. And for those who understand economics, it is one of the loudest signals in the modern financial world. Now here is something that many people forget entirely. Fort Knox was not always just a vault. For over a century, the gold stored in facilities like Fort Knox was the very foundation of the American dollar. Every dollar printed, every dollar spent, every dollar trusted was backed by physical gold sitting in a physical vault. That system was called the gold standard. And in 1971, President Richard Nixon ended it. The United States dollar was cut loose from gold entirely. From that moment forward, the dollar became what economists call a fiat currency, backed not by metal, but by confidence, by the faith of the people, by the promise of the government, by a system that works, as long as everyone agrees to keep believing in it. And that is precisely why Fort Knox matters more today than ever before. Because in a world where the dollar is backed by nothing but trust, the gold inside Fort Knox is the last remaining symbol of something real, something physical, something that cannot be printed, cannot be inflated, and cannot be created from thin air. So when serious people, including the President of the United States himself, begin asking out loud whether the gold is actually still there, that is not a conspiracy theory. That is not entertainment. That is an economic question of the highest order. And what just happened? At a conference that most people weren't even paying attention to, may have just brought that question closer to an answer than it has been in 7 decades. There are moments in history that appear small on the surface, but underneath, they carry the weight of an entire economic shift. What happened at that mining conference was one of those moments. Most people watched it and smiled. They saw a powerful man holding a shiny object and asking to feel its weight. But those who study economic behavior, those who track the patterns of power and money, they saw something else entirely. They saw a signal, a quiet, deliberate, and deeply revealing signal. To understand why the moment matters, one must first understand the man at the center of it. Donald Trump's relationship with gold is not a personality quirk. It is not simply decoration or taste or the aesthetic preference of a wealthy businessman. It is a philosophy. This is a man who accepted gold bullion as rent payment for one of his buildings back in 2011, when every other landlord in America was collecting checks. Trump was collecting metal. That single decision speaks volumes about how he views the long-term value of currency versus hard assets. He adorned the Oval Office with gold. He commissioned official Trump gold medallions. He gilded statues across Washington, D.C., using over 80 ounces of pure gold in his beautification projects. These are not the actions of a man who simply likes the color. These are the actions of a man who fundamentally believes that gold holds value when paper does not. And that belief, held by the most powerful political figure in the United States, has direct consequences for every entrepreneur, every investor, and every business mind watching this today. Now let us go back to that mining conference. A presenter walked forward and handed the President of the United States a solid gold replica of a deep sea nodule. It was a gesture meant to represent America's push into critical mineral extraction. But watch what happened next. Trump did not simply accept it politely. He did not set it aside and move on. He reached out, took it in his hand, and immediately began testing its weight. "It should be very heavy," he said. "It's real." To the untrained eye, that was a charming moment. To an economic analyst, that was a president publicly reaffirming his trust in physical assets over symbolic ones, in front of cameras, in front of the world. And he was not alone in that room. Secretary of State Marco Rubio was present. And Rubio, a senior diplomat whose words and gestures carried geopolitical weight, also reached for that gold piece. He held it. He examined it. He was curious. When the two most powerful figures in American foreign and domestic policy are both instinctively drawn to hold physical gold in their hands, that is not coincidence. That is a pattern. Now, let us trace that pattern carefully. Because this did not begin at that mining conference. This story has been building for years. It was back in 2024 when Trump first publicly expressed his desire to tour Fort Knox personally, not to audit it in technical terms, but to see it, to confirm with his own eyes that the gold was real, that it was there, that America's most sacred financial reserve had not been quietly looted. Then came May 2025. The New York Post reported that Trump was still eager, still pushing, still asking the question that Washington had avoided for decades. He told journalist Cheryl Atkinson directly, "We wanted to go and knock on the door of Fort Knox and see whether or not we have gold in there." Shortly after, Trump posted on Truth Social 4 words that shook financial circles quietly but powerfully: "Time to physically audit Fort Knox." That post came immediately after a deeply troubling story broke. A former CIA official had been arrested. Federal agents found $40 million worth of gold bars stashed inside his private home. The timing was not lost on serious analysts. When a former intelligence official is found hoarding gold bars worth tens of millions of dollars, and the president simultaneously calls for a physical audit of the nation's gold reserve. Those two facts belong in the same conversation. And then there is Elon Musk. During his time leading the Department of Government Efficiency, Musk responded publicly to suggestions that he inspect America's gold reserves. He did not dismiss the idea. He engaged with it. "I do want to go into Fort Knox sometime," Trump had already said. And Musk, the man who dismantled bureaucracies for sport, appeared ready to walk through that door beside him. Though their relationship cooled for a period, recent signals suggest a rekindling. And with that rekindling comes a renewed possibility that the Fort Knox question, dormant for 70 years, may finally be forced into the open. For the business community watching this, the pattern is clear. When political leaders at the highest level begin circling the same hard assets simultaneously, when gold appears at mining conferences, in Truth Social posts, in diplomatic gestures, and in federal arrest reports all within the same season, something is being communicated. The question every serious entrepreneur must now ask is not whether Fort Knox will be audited. The question is, what are you doing with your financial strategy before that answer arrives? There's a question that has quietly haunted American economic credibility for over 7 decades. It has never been asked loudly enough. It has never been answered honestly enough. and the longer it remains unanswered, the more dangerous it becomes. That question is devastatingly simple. Is the gold actually still there? Most people hear that question and immediately dismiss it. They assume the answer is obvious. They assume that a nation as powerful as the United States, with its military strength, its institutional infrastructure, its global dominance, could not possibly have a problem with its own gold reserve. But assumption, in economics, is the most expensive mistake a person can make. Consider this carefully. The last comprehensive independent audit of Fort Knox was conducted in the early 1950s. Since then, the world has seen the rise and fall of the Soviet Union. It has witnessed the birth of the internet, the collapse of multiple global currencies, 2 major financial crises, and the most aggressive money printing experiment in modern history. And through all of that, not a single independent auditor has been allowed inside those vaults with full transparency. Not one. In 1974, amid growing public suspicion, a small congressional delegation and a handful of journalists were permitted a brief controlled tour. They saw gold, they were shown compartments, they were given reassurances, but what they were not given was a complete, verifiable, independently certified accounting of every single bar. The visit raised more questions than it answered, and Washington moved on, as Washington always does. Then came 2017. Then Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin visited Fort Knox. Photographs were taken, statements were made, the public was told the gold was safe and accounted for, but once again, no independent audit. No transparent verification, no third-party certification that would satisfy the standards required of any serious private institution. Ask yourself this: if a publicly traded company told its shareholders, "Trust us, the assets are there, we checked ourselves," that company would face immediate legal consequences. Its executives would be questioned, its auditors would be summoned, its stock would collapse overnight. Yet the United States government has operated Fort Knox on exactly that basis for over 7 decades, and the world has, until very recently, accepted it without serious challenge. Now here is where the story deepens considerably. Earlier this year, federal agents arrested a former CIA official. Inside his private residence, they discovered something extraordinary: $40 million worth of gold bars, stacked, stored, hidden. The immediate public reaction was shock, but the reaction among serious economic analysts was something different entirely. It was a deeply uncomfortable question. If a single individual connected to the intelligence community can quietly accumulate $40 million in gold bars, what does that tell us about institutional oversight of America's largest gold reserve? That question has no comfortable answer. And it is precisely the kind of question that a physical audit of Fort Knox would either silence forever or confirm as the most important financial investigation in American history. Now consider the numbers one final time. The government's official book value of Fort Knox gold, $6.2 billion. The real market value at today's gold prices, approaching $1 trillion. And that gap is not a rounding error. That is not a technicality. That is a $994 billion discrepancy, sitting inside a building that has not been independently verified since Harry Truman was president. And here is what that means for the dollar. When the United States abandoned the gold standard in 1971, the dollar did not become worthless. It became something far more fragile. It became entirely dependent on global confidence. Every nation that holds US dollars, every central bank that trusts American financial institutions, every entrepreneur who prices their business in dollars is operating on the assumption that the United States government is financially credible. A Fort Knox audit does not just count gold bars. It either reinforces that credibility or it shatters it. And in a world where Germany, the Netherlands, and Poland have already quietly repatriated their gold reserves from American vaults, where central banks globally are purchasing gold at record levels, where the BRICS nations are actively building alternatives to dollar dependency, the timing of this Fort Knox conversation is not accidental. Nothing at this level ever is. For every business mind watching this, the audit question is not a political story. It is not a conspiracy. It is a balance sheet question. And the answer, when it finally comes, will move markets in ways that very few are currently prepared for. There's an old principle that serious investors have followed for centuries. It is not taught in business schools. It is not written in financial textbooks. But those who understand it have consistently stayed ahead of every major economic shift in modern history. That principle is simply this: watch what powerful people do with hard assets, not what they say about paper ones. And right now, every signal points in the same direction. Consider what has happened in just the past several months alone. A sitting president publicly demands a physical audit of the nation's gold reserve. A former intelligence official is arrested with $40 million in gold bars at his private home. The United States Mint announced a limited gold coin with a mintage of just 47 pieces. Close to 20 ounces of pure gold bearing the president's own image. A mining conference becomes the stage for the most powerful men in American government to physically handle gold, test its weight, and confirm its realness on camera. These are not separate stories. They are chapters of the same book. And the book is telling every serious entrepreneur and business mind something that cannot be ignored any longer. America is quietly, deliberately, and unmistakably repositioning itself toward hard assets. Now look at the broader picture outside American borders. Central banks across the world purchased gold at record levels in recent years. Nations that once trusted American financial institutions with their reserves have been quietly repatriating their gold back to their own vaults. The BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, are actively constructing a financial architecture that does not depend on the US dollar as its foundation. And in the middle of all of this, Fort Knox sits in Kentucky, unaudited, unverified, holding a number that the world has accepted on faith for over 70 years. Here is what the business community must understand with absolute clarity. A Fort Knox audit is not the end of a story. It is the beginning of one. If the audit confirms every ounce of gold is present and accounted for, the dollar receives a credibility boost, unlike anything seen in decades. Gold-backed monetary conversations accelerate. America's negotiating position in global trade strengthens considerably, and the entrepreneurs who positioned themselves in hard asset-adjacent businesses before that announcement will find themselves standing on extraordinarily solid ground. But if the audit reveals discrepancies, even small ones, even ones that can be explained away with bureaucratic language, the signal that sends to global markets will be immediate, severe, and irreversible. Either outcome moves the economic landscape, and either outcome rewards those who saw it coming. Now here is the final piece of this puzzle that deserves serious attention. The 2026 Trump dollar coin is not merely a collectible. It is the first circulating dollar coin since 2008. It carries the image of a sitting president, something that has historically only occurred during periods of significant monetary transition. It is being released in the year of America's 250th anniversary. Symbolism at this level in economics is never accidental. Governments do not redesign their currency during periods of stability and confidence. They redesign it during periods of transition. And transition, for those who are prepared, is simply another word for opportunity. So here's the final message for every entrepreneur, every investor, every serious business mind who has stayed with this analysis until the very end. The vault at Fort Knox may open. It may not. But the economic forces surrounding that vault, the gold purchases, the audit demands, the political signals, the global currency shifts, those are already open. They are already moving. They are already reshaping the financial world that your business operates in. The only question that remains now is whether you are watching or whether you are acting. Because in economics, as in life, the most expensive moment is always the one where you had every signal in front of you and chose to wait.